uh, kind of unconventional is having these long breaks between games. I know you had a game scheduled last week and didn't work out, but um, what's the challenge?
Well, you want to stay sharp. Not to make any excuses, but not really having June and July. There are things that we see in practice that we need to correct. I don't care what experience you have back. There's certain seems like you need to go over the same stuff all the time. So you have opportunities to do that, but you still need those game reps. And you don't have that now. So, but you don't want to overdo practice. You don't want to do too much in practice where you're taking away legs. You still want fresh legs. So it's a balance where we try to be on and off the floor for about an hour, 15 minutes. And that's not including film session, that sort of thing. But you want to try to be on the floor, try to be as efficient as possible.
Gabe?
Cuonzo, there's been a lot of talk with football season kind of wrapping up about how much those players kind of gave up away from the game to make this season get to the end. And is that something you've talked to your guys about? I mean, Drew said they all kind of had a conversation before the season about everything they'd have to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just said to guys, if you're talking about opting out, that's your choice. I mean, that won't be any debate from me at all. That's your right. And to give yourself a peace of mind if you want to play the game. And it's just what it is. We're in uncertain times. We've never been, at least in my time, we've never been in this situation before when it comes to basketball, trying to play games and you're losing games, you're missing out on games due to COVID. But we just try to take it one day at a time because my biggest concern is our guys being healthy. But, if you start something, you finish it. You don't want a situation like I talked to our guys about. You in it. If you're not, I respect it. But you don't want in a situation where my game is struggling. I'm not playing well. Let me do this. I mean, people understand that part, man. If you're going to be with your guys, be with your guys. If not, I respect that too.
Along those lines, I mean, obviously Christmas is coming up. I know you're always in season there. Do the guys have a chance at all to go home, or is that something that you've kind of had to say can't happen this year just because of travel and everything?
That's what we talk about as we speak, trying to find the best way possible because that's nothing like the holiday season, man. And then hindsight is 2020. You probably hopeful that we could have started our conference season, after January sometime, just to give guys an opportunity. So that's something we're talking about. So it's certainly a possibility our guys get a chance to do that because no better time than the holiday season. And we owe that to them. So we got to figure out the best way to make it happen.
Andrew?
Coach, just what do you think of the matchup with Bradley to wrap up your non-conference schedule?
Good team, talented team. Walter's done a great job building that program. I think they won the conference 2 years in a row, at least the conference tournament. Physical, tough, play hard, good guard play, good interior play. It's a good basketball team, no question. And that's one of the main reasons why we want to play them.
Andy?
Yeah, Cuonzo, I know you don't like to look ahead, but after this one, the opener with Tennessee, do you see that as kind of an opportunity to, along with the ranking that you've had early on, you see that as kind of a chance to, break into that upper echelon of SEC teams?
Well, first and foremost, I understand your question. I think it's an opportunity to win a home game. I think that's what I see first and foremost, a conference game. But as far as where they rank, you still have to play the game. And I'm happy for our guys to be ranked and all that, but you got to compete on the floor against a talented team. I watched them from afar. Of course, they're talented. They got to bring a lot back, and they added some really good young guys. But again, as you know, it's the least of my concerns right now.
Mason?
Hey, Cuonzo. So as a coach, sort of taking on the trust of the players' parents to sort of be like a father figure to your players, how have you emphasized the team's mental health with an unpredictable season where there are so many unknowns happening?
Well, again, it's just a sport. But when you're talking life, man, I was able to get up, at least for me, I was able to get up this morning. I'm breathing, I'm healthy, I look healthy. Not the greatest looking face, but I'm healthy. I can move my arms, I can walk around. I was able to eat some food, I can breathe, man. That's a blessing, man. Again, this will be over at some point for these guys. They'll get 32, 33, and it's over. Then what? This is all life. Though it's tough, and I think we lost over 300,000 lives in the United States due to 300,000 plus lives due to COVID in the United States, and that's very unfortunate. and it's life. It's hard, it's a hard thing to deal. We have to keep moving forward. We've had people that lose loved ones. I've seen it growing up in East St. Louis. When you're dealing with poverty, poor health care. So I've seen it there too. It's not just COVID. It happens, man. So I've been exposed to a lot of things at a young age, not that you want to be. And it's like our guys, man, this is life, man. You have to separate the two. When we step on the floor, that's enjoyment. Yeah, we want to win the game, but when you get away from this thing, you have to value the little things in life, man. Again, you're able to eat food, man. You had a great university. You have people that applaud you. Little kids look up to you, and then you're able to get in the car and drive a car. I never had a car growing up. My mom never had a car growing up. So these guys able to get in the car and go to and from. That's a blessing, man. So you can't neglect the small things in life, man, because you don't get these days back. And I tell guys, man, every second that's lost, you don't get that back. There's no rewind. So try to enjoy. Yeah, we want to compete on the floor. We want to win at the highest level. But man, like I said, man, just think about how much we take for granted. Just a spoon and you eating your cereal, oatmeal, you're eating it, man. I had shoulder surgery. I couldn't move my shoulder. So some people, they don't have limbs. Some people don't have eyes, man. Man, I don't take none of this for granted because you never know where your number will be called.
Sweetie.
Cuonzo, kind of following up on that a little, just because it's you have such an experienced team, do you kind of maybe see the maturity there and not taking those things for granted a little bit?
I think so, and I think oftentimes we at least nowadays we overestimate the value of experience. I'm not sure if that's even a thing nowadays. I really don't. I just think you experience it older in age. But man, if you hadn't gone through anything, what's the point of being 21 and 22 if you haven't experienced life? If you haven't been told no in life, what's the point of being 21, 22? The journey of life, what makes you grow, that's the wisdom of life. I mean, just because you increase in age doesn't mean you gain wisdom. I mean, you have to go through some. You have to understand that you need to go through some. You have to understand I've struggled with this. Now, how can I grow from this? And and you guys heard me say it 100 times, some of my best lessons come via pain. And you have to get on your knees and you have to regroup, don't give up, and keep pushing forward.
Dave.
Hey, Cuonzo, back to this schedule. Have you tried or still trying? Would you like to add another game before Tennessee? Or is that too hard to do?
But it might be tough because of the prep times. You have to take a mandatory 3 days off, but you can get a waiver. But even with the waiver, because of our SEC schedule, trying to find the time. So maybe on the backside, and I hate to have our guys try to play a game with no prep time. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to the opponent. So, but I would see it more on the backside as opposed to right now, just because of how our schedule is and when we start conference play.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you.